Okay, no weird encounters in the night here, and supposedly the weather is not going to rain on me again today. We shall see, because it feels like it pretty much rains every day up here, I think. So I've actually found I'm kind of in a weird place here. I don't know for sure when this hike is going to end. I'm currently only about 30 miles from the border. I'm going to do 24 today to get to a lean-to, and then I'm meeting an acquaintance from down the trail who is going to give me a ride to go get that COVID travel test. Wednesday, I will get that back. I will get the picture texted to me, and hopefully I will hit the border. Now, obviously, if there is an issue with the test, or if they turn me back on the border, or if the border closes in the next, day or two, I'm done. It's going to be kind of like sudden without any major goal. It's just going to be like, oh, okay, touch the border, and then figure out how the heck I'm going to get out of here and what I'm going to do afterwards. There's also some complications from the Quebec area as far as moose hunting. The website there, since we're having to run it through Google Translate for the SIA, isn't super clear as far as, do I just need a permit? Is it closed to hiking? Jen and I found information where somebody said, oh yeah, I just had to get a permit, and I was able to go through there. So we'll see. But, closures could also end this earlier than I expect. Alternatively, I could still have 500 or 600 miles to go if Gaspe is still in the cards. It's just hard not knowing, because coming off the trail is always a really big adjustment. I mean, post-trail depression hit me hard after the PCT, but at least there you could prep for it as you got closer. You knew for the last 2 weeks, okay, this is kind of, the end is approaching, the last couple of nights on trail. Here, for all I know, this wouldn't be my last night on trail. I guess that would be the lean-to tonight, potentially. So yeah, it's just the uncertainty. Katahdin was obviously a big thing to go up and over, and now it's just kind of like play it by ear, and who knows. Yeah, so about that no rain thing. So much for that. Getting started some mornings can be kind of tough, especially my left calf / Achilles seems to just be a long-term management thing. I've been doing the stretches and it's gotten better, but that stuff just takes forever to heal. And when I'm doing 20-something mile days. Well, this is a bit of a busy morning. So if you remember, I said there were basically 2 mountains on the IAT in Maine, and one was that fire lookout right when I crossed the border, and the other is Mars Hill. So that looks like that's Mars Hill. There's a shelter up top. Obviously, the timing didn't quite work for me. But I go up and over that. I think I walk in between those wind generators and then down to the border stripe. I had to notify the Border Patrol yesterday that I was going to be walking along there today, because apparently you set off all sorts of sensors. And, I want the Border Patrol to be well disposed towards me so they don't block me going into Canada. So I'm basically running through the town of Mars Hill, and then I make a hard right, go up the hill and down to the border. But I still have, 20-some miles to Fort Franklin, which is where I'm hoping to cross the border. Decided to make a quick second breakfast stop, got a sandwich and some pasta, and took advantage of a plug out front of this IGA. Well, this doesn't look too bad from here, huh? Ski slopes. Okay, so I thought it was that road over there, but per gut hooks and this blaze, I go straight up this. Well, somebody saw me up here and hasn't so far chased me down to yell at me for trespassing, so I'm going to go with the IAT people. Got permissions. Well, this is a bit on the steep side. Well, that was fun. There are some side trails cut here and there, but they basically just go out and then come back. So you're on this the rest of the time. So this is the top of Mars Hill, and that would be Canada over there. And there's the Mars Hill shelter they built up here. Kind of a nice spot, out of the way of the ski hut. So I'm just sitting here at the Mars Hill shelter, listening to the turbines in the background and The SIA, which is the IAT organization up in Quebec, just got back to me. So I've been trying to figure out if I can work around some of the issues that have now popped up. Okay, well, I always said going to Cap Gaspe was kind of the stretch goal if everything went perfect. I had information that there were special permits that allowed basically going through areas up there, even when hunting season was on, but now the information we're getting is different. So we're still checking options. There's a possibility, assuming I can pass through New Brunswick, which nobody seems to know because there is no IAT up there anymore. I may stop at the Quebec border, or I may walk around the closed sections because a few of those sections are not on public land and you can go with permits. 7 sections up in Quebec, super complicated, but we're trying to see. It's like a colder Tehachapi with more green. And here we go again. So this has been a little on the overgrown side here and there, but not bad. Nice to get back on actual trail for a bit. So I'm about half a mile from the border at this point. Gonna start tripping sensors and get to say hello to some nice border patrol folks. Well, I do believe that is the Canadian border. Okay, and now this is the border stripe that will take me up to Fort Fairfield and hopefully a crossing, assuming that's still going to happen. Oh, I could steal into Canada and steal their apples. But no, I don't want to be arrested at this point. So I have about 10 miles to go on this stripe trail. And then there's the last of the IAT shelters, 5 miles short of Fairfield. And that's where I'm going to spend the night. I've spent time down in Mexico at the border there. Kind of night and day versus this, huh? I keep getting really tempted every time I see a road headed off that way. You know, of all the things I was not expecting up here for whatever reason was a wet boot crossing, but there you go. And here you can see the glorious lands of Canada, walled off by this high security wheat. So this is actually slower going than I thought. I don't know. For some reason, I think I pictured what's on the southern border where it's just kind of like a flat dirt road. Oh well, it's not like I don't have a headlamp, right? Well, this is weird. I suddenly feel like I'm on the wrong side of a fence or something. Oh well. Presumably somebody will come tell me if that's the case. Yeah, this isn't even an ATV road anymore. I'm on the red blaze though. See? Trail. Okay, yeah, that was kind of a watch yourself crossing. I almost got swept into Canadian territory there. I somehow failed to assume that I would be tromping through like muddy swamps and vegetation. So, guess I'm in Canada now. Woo! Okay, so for the record, that is about waist deep. Like getting back to Florida all of a sudden. There doesn't seem to be any blaze around it. Or any note on gut hooks about, oh yeah, you're gonna have to wade waist deep. Well, shit. This just dumped me back here and I've got, you know, waist deep water everywhere and brush. And it's a beaver dam up there. Oh hell, seems like I might be stuck. So I've been following those and that's the last one. I just went forward till I was blocked and then had to backtrack. And it's gonna be dark soon. Crap. I just had to wade, there was no other thing. I think this is the marked way because I found another marker. This just sucks, this isn't even trail. This is bushwhacking through a beaver pond. Damn it. Barely avoided a part that would have gone up to my neck. back there. Doesn't even look that bad, but geez, that was pretty bad. So there's a lot of bog out here and not a lot of ways to get around it. Yeah, so that should give you an idea of how overgrown this all has been. Okay, 1 more mile to the shelter. Finally ran into another road. This strip has been very, very inconsistent. Okay, well, got to the shelter at least. So I was so beat after that whole Beaver Bog last night, I basically crawled in here, got in my sleeping bag, and went to sleep as soon as I ate. I am currently lurking here in the darkness, just finishing my coffee and get ready to get moving here. Since I'm going to be in, polite, civilized company this morning, I'm currently trying to dress in whatever my least smelly layers are. My sleep shirt, figure out a pair of underwear that don't have Beaver Bog on them, the shorts, I can't really do anything about. And I do believe that is my ride. Okay, 40 miles and $126 later, COVID test is done. Now I can hopefully go into Canada tomorrow. So if you recall a few days ago, I randomly encountered somebody on trail who said he was a director with the International AT in Maine and was happy to help me with anything I needed in the area. This ended up being a very fortuitous encounter because, as it turned out, the plan I had to get my 72-hour COVID test near the border wasn't going to work anymore because the hospital clinic up there was completely overwhelmed by the surge of COVID cases in the county. And so I was going to have to go 40 miles away to the nearest place that could provide a test. Chenzeng stayed in contact and made arrangements to pick me up at the Fort Fairfield lean-to the morning before I would be crossing the border, and then even took me on a little sightseeing tour, and I briefly got to address his geology club at his college. And then he let me stay at his house and cooked me a homemade meal that night.